to 15 Minutes of Fame. I am your hostess with the mostest, Georgia Varjas from Step Up and Stand Out. And we are here to radiate the confidence in the Sassy Speakers Club. Now today I'm with the beautiful Jane Morba, all the way from New Jersey on the East Coast of the US of A.
Delighted to be here, Georgia, and be with Georgia Gems in the speaking gig with you and share my knowledge with your audience, yes.
So Jane is an expert in lifestyle and business design. She's also an intuitive consultant, and she has fantastic experience as a photographer. She's got that keen eye that we're all looking for to help us design and brand ourselves before we go and speak in public, and to give us ideas about creating the right kind of videos. So Jane, tell us now, with your experience behind the camera, what was it like being a photographer? What kind of advices did you give to your clients?
Well, I've always had a relationship with photography. It is an intimate dance, and I loved photography, and I've been behind the camera in many gigs of doing portraits, weddings, making people look fabulous, studying with a lot of celebrity photographers in Las Vegas. And what I've learned to translate is the energy that they want to emote, and they want to be the best that they can be. And it's like a dance, a relationship, an intimacy that gets created. So you really want to trust the photographer and trust their skills. And so now that I've translated from behind the camera to in front, I have a lot more insight that I can give people.
So when you are in front of the camera, do you sort of set things up still with that photographer's eye? Do you go behind the camera and look and check and all that kind of thing?
I do. When I'm actually doing lives or videos, I take my hands and I look through it like a viewfinder, and I say, how does this whole scene and composition look to the audience? And I'll set up and I'll trust my intuition, and I encourage people to do that. Just trust your intuition. If you see a good scene, set it up and make that your canvas.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea, because I think very often we forget about our background. We're very concerned about our frontal appearance, and we forget those details. Do you think also like colors are important, or the clothes you wear? Because I know that you did branding.
Yes, I love branding. I have a bit of an obsession with it, because we can also change our brand and our colors many times and during our career and our lives. And for instance, I really encourage people to discover and find out their values and their passion, and then connect the colors to that. Now, I can give a couple of tips on doing some good videos for people, and they're just experimenting with their branding, is to think about, like, there's a famous photographer, Robert Capa. He was a photojournalist, and he said, if your pictures aren't good enough, you need to get closer. And that is like this intimacy. But now people are getting too close, because we're a different world now. It's not photojournalism. We're not Richard Avedon doing close-up portraits. The information behind us is just as valuable in an infused, subtle way. So it can be colors in the back or a lifestyle that's behind us. And so I suggest don't come in too close. Create some interest in the back. Give it space, because we're in a new world, new revolution of lives and videos that is not going away.
I remember once that you did a live video with the most fantastic backdrop of the Hudson River. And I have to admit, I didn't listen to the first 2 words or 3 words. I was looking at that river. It was a fantastic location. So do you think there's a big difference about working outdoors? Because a lot of people like to do their Facebook Lives outdoors. Do you think there are things that we should be aware of?
Yes, I advise getting a tripod, like a portable tripod with an adapter for your phone, and then look at, maybe if you're around a location, find a park, find a majestic background scene, and make that stand out and let that be your background. And I use the Hudson River, but I also think it's important to put on some lipstick, have some powder, smooth out the face, make your hair kind of nice, and have some extra clothes with you as well. And just like let the clothes and all that be a nice presentation for your audience. And to add into that, I would break up lives to be maybe 2 in a studio or in your office, and then 2 outdoors in some interesting locations, because you're going to give your audience a little bit of interest, and they might want to follow you more if they know you're going to be on different locations.
That's a really good idea. I mean, sometimes people are more concerned about how they look than their background, but the background is also really important because it can be so distracting. So it's important to get it tidy or sharp. I mean, my background looks a bit messy now. I'm very conscious now of the things you're saying. But
Yeah,
I think I've got it in line, haven't I?
I think you do. You always have a really stable background to me, because you have the books and the art, and I always admire your background. Georgia, how do you come up with that? And also your colors and your brand are really aligned to you when you wear, and your logo and all. I really admire that.
Thank you so much. That's great. I like that support. So it is about finding what works well for you. And you see, for me, it's really important that we have this professional mindset when we go on and do our lives and our videos and our photographs, because the message is important, but how we come across as well is important. It's a fine combination, I think. And I'm sure you know this from your professional background as a photographer.
Yes, it is. It's a nice blending and infusion, really, because you want your content to be really strong, but also subtly you want your backgrounds to really support that. So think about that. It's a practice. It's a muscle. Just think about it as a muscle. You're going to do it over and over. You will get better at it when you start picking out backgrounds, looking at the viewfinder, creating different scenes, and it will be a lot more fun for you than you even realize. It's another art form, and it's an important one. Don't sacrifice your content, but don't sacrifice your background side as well.
Excellent tip. And my favorite word there was the fun. I think it's so important to have fun when you're doing it, don't you?
Yeah, I do. We should have fun. We should keep it interesting for ourselves and for the audience. They're taking time out to watch you, and you want to keep them on your journey. I see you sometimes when you're on travels, you'll bring in a background, show maybe what a town is. I think that's really intriguing, especially in Europe.
Yeah, people want to know where you are, and they want to know a little bit about what's going on around you. I think the biggest challenge is the internet connection, because if the connection is not good and it gets broken up, or there's interruptions and pings and phone calls coming in, and that's also very distracting. So sometimes it's better to do the video in a stable environment.
That's true. But now that brings up a good point, because there's a couple of ways to do lives and videos. If you think about it, you can have that stability in the studio, like Marie Forleo has a beautiful set, some flowers and just like artwork, and she has this consistency, and that's really intriguing. But there's other people like Alexis Panos. She does these hip hop walking around videos, and they're edited. I mean, they're both edited, but you can want people to really think about, open your minds. How do you want to express your brands? We're not just talking about videos, lives, and pumping them out. We're talking about, we're going to walk into brand videos more and more. And so you can decide how you're going to be perceived, how you connect intuitively with your brand and your image, and you can maybe create and edit those down and get some team behind you or some support.
So do you ever step up and speak on stage?
Yeah, actually I'm working on that now. I have a talk I'll do in Las Vegas for people for health and wellness for a charity, and I'm planning on that. So I want to make it very engaging, also about image and also health and wellness. See, the energy we bring into our lives in our videos important. So you need that health, you need the vitality and the color, or maybe it's a certain hue. So I am working on that, and you've helped me actually think about those topics and how to work do that. So I'm excited to share that exciting news.
Lovely. That would be great. And it's very interesting because a lot of people get nervous before they speak, even when they've learnt their talk or when they feel confident about their talk. But then there's that moment when you have to step up on the stage. Does that frighten you? How do you feel about that?
I don't think it's one of my biggest fears, but I think it's to get the content right. That always is like, to get the elements right in the speaking. I think I've been in front and behind the camera enough that I've practiced the muscles of being in front, that I would just want it to be educational and entertaining. And hey, the world is a canvas. Like, we must keep trying and try something new, stretch ourselves and grow, because we can create more monetary income and reach and impact more people, right? Yeah. So let's not hold back. This is our time. Women's time is to get up more on stage.
Oh, I love that. That's very encouraging. That's great energy that you're bringing. And I think that's true. I think that's a very vital element to speaking, is to show that energy so that you engage and you capture with people. And, for me, with my background in show business, it's always that the show goes on regardless. You're having a bad hair day, sort it out. You haven't got the right colors, put a little lipstick on. The show goes on.
Right. Yeah, you're such an inspiration for us all, that you're helping women get on this journey. It's phenomenal. So I am so glad to be connected to you and your work.
Oh, sure. Thank you so much, Jane. So listen, if people want to get in touch with you for some more tips and tricks about intuitive lifestyle and branding, and maybe some coaching as well, about that whole energy and high vibe that you bring to your sets, where can they find you?
Yes, you can easily find me at janemorba.com. Reach out, go into that website and send out a ping, a contact. We'll have a chat, and I could take you on a couple of on a journey, and we can do some coaching together. Let's get you aligned. Whatever product and service you're offering, I will certainly bring more vibrant energy in your life and help you with the branding and the visuals. And let's rock it.
Oh, I love that. Great. So we know where to go when we want a little bit of zizzy, filming, don't we? A bit
yes.
Of brand room.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Jane, for being on the show today.
All right. Thank you.